In this video, I want to present a very controversial problem in probability. It's called the Monty Hall Problem. Now, its solution has many explanations, but I don't find them all intuitively clear. Or you might have also not heard of this problem before at all. So if you're any one of those, then welcome to this video. I will be giving a very thorough introduction to this problem as well as a very intuitively clear explanation that you will be able to understand and to intuit as well. So here is the deal. We have three curtains, so C1, C2, and C3, and behind two of them there is a goat. Alright, two goats. And behind one of them is a car. Now, the host invites you to his show, giving you a chance to win the car, okay? Now, the host knows which one has the car and which one has the goat. So maybe the host will place the car in C2, right? But then the goats will be in C1 and in C3. So, obviously, he'll give you a chance to choose one of the curtains, right? To win the car. So maybe, for instance, on your first selection, you'll choose like C1 as an example. Then the host will actually do something unexpected. He's going to reveal a curtain, another curtain that has the goat. So in this case, he'll reveal C3 to have a goat. So this would be exposed. Then he'll give you a chance to switch from C1 or stick with C1. So what should you do? Should you stick to C1 or switch from C1 to C2? Now, in this case, obviously, you should switch to C2. However, you don't know which one has the car and which one has the goat. So to you, it's very random. And here I'll present a bogus solution to this problem. So many might think, okay, well, we don't know which one has the car, right? However, we know that C3 doesn't have the car. That's obvious, right? Because it was literally exposed for us. So now there are only two selections left. Therefore, since there are two of them, and each of them have an equal probability of getting a car or having a car, then the probability of each curtain having a car is just 1/2. So it doesn't matter if we switch from C1 or stick to C1. This actually is wrong. This is a wrong answer. And the correct solution, or the correct answer rather, is that you should switch. You should switch. Specifically, switching will give you a 2/3 chance of winning the car. Now, this might look like complete nonsense to you, and it was to me at first. However, there is a very, very good explanation as to why this is indeed the correct solution. Okay, so I've redrawn our diagrams. Let's now go over why switching is the correct answer. So let's say that you were invited to the show right after you saw this video. So you'll naturally switch, okay? You don't know why you're switching, but you saw the answer, so you're going to switch. All right? Now, let's see what happens if you do follow this. Case 1, we'll proceed with casework. Let's say that your first selection, ends up being a car, okay? Now, what's the chance of that happening? It's 1/3. Obviously, it's 1/3, right? So there's no arguing about that. There's 1/3 chance of getting a car on your first pick. Now, we know that the host will reveal one of the goats. So, for instance, the goat that will be revealed is the goat in C3, okay? So maybe C3 will be exposed. I'll put a red box to indicate that. Then, what will happen if you switch from this car? Well, sadly, you'll end up going to the goat. So that is unfortunate, but that can happen, all right? So if your first selection is indeed a car, which has a 1/3 chance of happening, then if you always switch, you'll end up choosing a goat, sadly. However, on the bright side, let's cover case 2. Case 2 is, well, your first selection ends up being a goat. And I'm going to remove this red box because we're on a new case now, right? Alright, so it's a goat. Now, what's the chance of choosing a goat on your first pick? Well, this one is actually 2/3 chance of choosing a goat on your first pick, right? So let's just say that, the first goat that you choose is the one in C3. Now I'll make it C3, all right? So C3 is the first pick. Now we know that the host must reveal a goat, and the goat must not be in the curtain that you chose. It will be another curtain, okay? So obviously, what's the only goat that he can reveal? It's the one in C1, right? Or it's in the curtain that you didn't choose and contains a goat, right? So if this is revealed, you're not going to choose C1, obviously. So when switching, you'll always, no matter what, end up selecting the car. I'll put a purple box. Now, this is what the deal is. Notice that if you choose a goat on your first pick, then no matter what, if you always switch, then you'll always end up to the car. Because if you choose a goat, then the other goat will be exposed. So you'll obviously end up choosing the car if you switch. However, if you decide to choose if you end up choosing the car on your first pick, then one of the goats will be revealed, alright? But then you'll end up switching to the other goat, right? As we covered. So basically, when you switch curtains, the truth is this. When you switch curtains, the goats actually become as if they were cars, because you'll always switch from the goat to the car, right? And the car itself will be as if it was a goat, because when you switch from this car, you'll obviously end up switching to a goat. And that's how this works. Why did I put cars? But that's how it works, okay? Basically, when you switch, you make the two goats as if they were cars, because you're going to end up switching from the goat to the car. But the car will be as if it was a goat. So now it becomes clear as day that the probability of you winning a car by switching is 2 out of 3. And that is the correct answer. You actually should switch. Now that was a very quick explanation, and if you did enjoy this video or learn something, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. Thank you.